So what's next? There are a couple of course links that I would like for you to review. The first one is the welcome link where you'll find some tips on how to be successful in this course. There's also the course syllabus. Take a look at it and go through it more completely. I've already introduced some of its sections. Also look at the assignments link and see what's going to be required of you in this course. And finally go right into week number 1. There are some activities that you need to complete this week. First of all, post your introductions. You can go in, click on discussions, and click on that very first discussion forum you'll find there, and post the information that I shared earlier with you. Submit your plagiarism certificate, which is due by the end of this week. So if you click on assignments, the first assignment there is going to be the place where you'll submit that. And also sign up for the group project you'd like to work with for your final project. So you're going to click on week 1 and then you're going to scroll down on the page until you find the final groups link. Once you click there, it'll take you to the sign up sheet, and then you'll see we have a corporate learning, we have a higher education. Further below we have a K-12 education, and then there's this generic group in case you have a context in which you would like to focus on and it's not listed. You just email me and let me know, and I will change this for whatever context I'm missing. For example, a military, a government, not-for-profit. We just need to make sure we have enough students for a group. And if there's a corporate learning group and maybe 10 students are interested in working on this context, then I can also create a second group and call it corporate 2, and we can divide students maybe by industry or whatever is relevant. So we can change this, but the important thing is that I've set up a few groups so to get you started. So you're going to click on the sign up button of whichever group you're interested in joining, and once you do that, it'll take you to the group page and you'll see your name listed here under group members. And also you'll be able to see a new menu called My Groups, and under it you'll see most probably the name of your group, which is going to be highlighted. Once you get there, you'll also see the access to the different tools that the group has exclusively for their work. So once on that page, you'll have access to collaboration, which is a chat room for when you need to meet synchronously and make some decisions. You're going to have a file exchange. We really are going to be looking at using the discussion board and also the wiki to write our projects. You also have access to sending email to your classmates. Of course, you're free to use any tools that you feel are more efficient to do your work. The only thing is that if your group work happens in environments that I cannot see, then I will not be able to go in if there are problems with any particular student not pulling their weight. So if you work and you keep your conversations hidden from me, I will not be able to help you. If you do have your conversations in the places that I've set up for you in the wiki, if you write in your wiki, I'll be able to see who have written what, how much they have contributed. So that is just a suggestion, but it's really one way of me being able to go in without any bias and determine that a classmate has or has not contributed to the group work. So once you've signed up and you are in your groups, go into the discussion forum and you'll find a discussion where you'll basically be able to talk about a potential topic for the final project. And your project is going to be a 1-hour workshop for people in the educational context you've chosen. So make sure you go in the first few days of this week and try to determine what the topic will be. Come in here as many times as necessary early in the week before Wednesday, because you'll see that having a topic will actually help you focus your discussions in the discussion board whenever they are relevant to your project. So this will help you hit the ground running if you already have a topic for the project. For the readings, we have Dick and Carrie, the first 3 chapters. So chapter 1 is Introduction to Instructional Design. Chapter 2 is Identifying Instructional Goals using Front-End Analysis. And chapter 3 is Conducting a Goal Analysis. You also have required discussions. So if you click on week 1 and scroll down on the page, you'll see the link to the first forum. And this is where you'll see what I was talking about when I talked about reply number 1 and reply number 2. So each of these are going to happen in the context of the group, the final group project group, but some of the discussions are going to be more generic. So this one is about performance analysis versus needs analysis. The other one, you can start focusing on your own project. If you already have decided on the topic, write the goals that could be useful for your project as much as possible. So when I said that I wanted you to provide an initial message to each reply prompt, so there's one reply prompt, you provide your initial message. In that message you cite the readings just once. You don't have to go crazy and feel like you have to constantly cite the readings. And also, if you reply to somebody else, or another required message is that you reply to somebody else and you cite the readings as you're telling them how you're expanding on what they said, or you're asking provoking questions, or whatever it is that you're doing in your reply. For the second reply, also an initial message and a reply to somebody else who's using citations. These first 2 initial messages are going to be due by the Wednesday. The next messages are going to be due by the Sunday. And if you post more than 1 reply to each forum, then you don't have to continuously cite their readings. It's just a requirement of these 4 messages. Be brief. Answer all the questions, but don't write a thesis for each. Remember that if you write a lot, maybe you will cover all the bases, and then other people are going to feel like they're repeating themselves. So just be brief in your responses, and it'll be easier for all of us to keep track of the conversation if we are really concise when we're talking online. The deadlines, as mentioned before, for the first message for each reply is going to be the Wednesday, the 22nd. For any replies is going to be Sunday the 26th, and all submission deadlines are 11:59 p.m. Eastern Time. One last thing, as you go reading the chapters in the book, they will have a direct application to your project. So go in and apply and start thinking about how you would apply what you learn in these first chapters to your week 2 assignment initial analysis report. That is going to be listed on the assignments page. It's worth 20 points and it's due on Sunday, November the 2nd. So I promised that for this course you would have to hit the ground running, and here it is. Let the EDCI 572 instructional design fun begin.